Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 7, Book 62, Number 42. Narrated by Habiba. I said, O Allah's Apostle, do you like to have my sister, the daughter of Abu Sufyan? The Prophet said, what shall I do with her? I said, marry her. He said, do you like that? I said, yes. For even now I am not your only wife, so I like that my sister should share you with me. He said, she is not lawful for me to marry. I said, we have heard that you want to marry. He said, the daughter of Salama. I said, yes. He said, even if she were not my stepdaughter, she should be unlawful for me to marry, for Thuwaiba suckled me and her father, Abu Salama. So you should neither present your daughters, nor your sisters, to me. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 43. Narrated by Habiba. I said, O Allah's Apostle, marry my sister, the daughter of Abu Sufyan. He said, do you like that? I said, yes, for even now I am not your only wife, and the most beloved person to share the good with me is my sister. The Prophet said, but that is not lawful for me, i.e., to be married to two sisters at a time. I said, O Allah's Apostle, by Allah, we have heard that you want to marry Dara, the daughter of Abu Salama. He said, you mean the daughter of Salama? I said, yes. He said, by Allah, even if she were not my stepdaughter, she would not be lawful for me to marry, for she is my foster niece. For Thuwaiba has suckled me and Abu Salama, so you should neither present your daughters, nor your sisters to me. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 44. Narrated by Jabir. Allah's Apostle forbade that a woman should be married to man along with her paternal or maternal aunt. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 45. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, a woman and her paternal aunt should not be married to the same man, and similarly, a woman and her maternal aunt should not be married to the same man. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 46. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet forbade that a woman should be married to a man along with her paternal aunt or with her maternal aunt, at the same time. Az Zuhri, the sub-narrator, said, there is a similar order for the paternal aunt of the father of one's wife, for Ursa told me that Aisha said, what is unlawful because of blood relations, is also unlawful because of the corresponding foster-suckling relations. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 47. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Allah's Apostle forbade ash-shiga, which means that somebody marries his daughter to somebody else, and the latter marries his daughter to the former without paying mahr. Volume 7, Book 62, Number 48. Narrated by Hisham's father. Khawla bint Hakim was one of those ladies who presented themselves to the Prophet for marriage. Aisha said, doesn't a lady feel ashamed for presenting herself to a man? But when the verse, O Muhammad, you may postpone the turn of any of them, your wives, that you please, 33.51, was revealed, Aisha said, O Allah's Apostle, I do not see, but that your Lord hurries in pleasing you. Volume 7, Book 62, number 49. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet got married while he was in the state of Ihram. Volume 7, Book 62, number 50. Narrated by Ali. I said to Ibn Abbas, during the Battle of Khaybar the Prophet forbade nikah, al-mut and the eating of donkey's meat. Volume 7, Book 62, number 51. Narrated by Abu Jamra. I heard Ibn Abbas giving a verdict when he was asked about the mut with the women, and he permitted it, nikah al-mut. On that a freed slave of his said to him, that is only when it is very badly needed and women are scarce. On that, Ibn Abbas said, yes. Volume 7, Book 62, number 52. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah and Salama bin al-Aqwa. While we were in an army, Allah's apostle came to us and said, you have been allowed to do the mut, marriage, so do it. Salama bin al-Aqwa said, Allah's apostle said, if a man and a woman agree to marry temporarily, their marriage should last for 3 nights, and if they like to continue, they can do so, and if they want to separate, they can do so. I do not know whether that was only for us or for all the people in general. Abu Abdullah al-Bukhari said, Ali made it clear that the Prophet said, the mut marriage has been cancelled, made unlawful. Volume 7, Book 62, number 53. Narrated by Thabit al-Banani. I was with Anas while his daughter was present with him. Anas said, a woman came to Allah's apostle and presented herself to him, saying, O Allah's apostle, have you any need for me, i.e., would you like to marry me? Thereupon Anas's daughter said, what a shameless lady she was. Shame, shame. Anas said, she was better than you. She had a liking for the Prophet, so she presented herself for marriage to him. Volume 7, Book 62, number 54. Narrated by Sal bin Sa'd. A woman presented herself to the Prophet for marriage. A man said to him, O Allah's apostle, if you are not in need of her, marry her to me. The Prophet said, what have you got? The man said, I have nothing. The Prophet said to him, go and search for something, even if it were an iron ring. The man went and returned saying, no, I have not found anything. Not even an iron ring. But this is my izar, waist sheet, and half of it is for her. He had no reader, upper garment. The Prophet said, what will she do with your waist sheet? If you wear it, she will have nothing over her, and if she wears it, you will have nothing over you. So the man sat down, and when he had sat a long time, he got up to leave. When the Prophet saw him leaving, he called him back, or the man was called for him, and he said to the man, how much of the Quran do you know by heart? The man replied, I know such surah and such surah by heart. Naming the surahs, the Prophet said, I have married her to you for what you know of the Quran. Volume 7, Book 62, number 55. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. Umar bin al-Khattab said, when Hafsa bint Umar became a widow after the death of her husband, Kunas bin Hudafa as-Sami, who had been one of the companions of the Prophet, and he died at Medina. I went to Uthman bin Affan and presented Hafsa for marriage to him. He said, "I will think it over." I waited for a few days, then he met me and said, "It seems that it is not possible for me to marry at present." Umar further said, I met Abu Bakr as Siddiq and said to him, "If you wish, I will marry my daughter Hafsa to you." Abu Bakr kept quiet and did not say anything to me in reply. I became more angry with him than with Uthman. I waited for a few days and then Allah's apostle asked for her hand, and I gave her in marriage to him. Afterwards I met Abu Bakr who said, "Perhaps you became angry with me when you presented Hafsa to me and I did not give you a reply." I said, "Yes." Abu Bakr said, "Nothing stopped me to respond to your offer except that I knew that Allah's apostle had mentioned her. And I never wanted to let out the secret of Allah's apostle. And if Allah's apostle had refused her, I would have accepted her."